Abaraka Bake na broda. Welcome to UDP TV and media platform. My greetings to the leadership of UDP TV and media, and to the well-wishers and the followers of UDP TV and media. Our sincere greetings to the leadership of United Democratic Party in general. Welcome to UDP TV and media once again. Today, our guests with us are Mr. Famara Suso and Motlamin Fati. Mr. Famara Suso is a student at University of the Gambia, at the same time the Vice President of UDP Students Wing. And also we have Motlamin Fati with us. Motlamin Fati is a student at, is currently studying at India, at the same time, is the Auditor General of UDP Students Wing. So welcome Motlamin Fati and Mr. Famara Suso. Welcome to UDP TV and media. On behalf of the leadership of UDP TV and media, I welcome you today to a program entitled Civic Education. So welcome Motlamin Fati and Famara Suso to UDP TV and media. So mbadi wul komi na fale nyamen dorong bi ntele muru tale na jang alfongol yalo nyamen jare fayinge bi na mul sota jang milialo ne minketa Famara Suso ti aning Motlamin Fati. Famara Suso mu karamuto dindi multi mi yalla ko talibo lo ngabitaka University of the Gambia le. At the same time atala UDP students win vice president na mod lamin fati fanan sotale janne mod lamin fati currently ate be study kan India le ate fanan amu molati mi yalla ne ko atala mu UDP students win la executive atala mu ila auditor general. So ne bisimula bi na programme to comme ina fale nyamen don andin dalta ka ke nyamen. So mbe kontondiro fanam futandi la mol ma mi yalon ne ko albe jibe ka janne anen atele molti mi yalon ko alka UDP TV and media la platform follow le wato wate nim pindita nan albukatu koma mbe na nyaton ko fanam konton na min keta fode jawlati anen my comrades min keta sana jaju jaray sane, we have the likes of Soti Jamme and Co. Mben technician of fanan konton na bi mi yamuta masimuto jang min keta keken doti ha to be le ba to keken do fon le mari wodon ba falale bisim light to UDP TV and media and Famara Suso and Modlamin Party. You are welcome, brothers. So you can give a brief introduction of yourself to the viewers. Start with Famara.
Like you've rightly put it, thank you very much for having me on this program. It's an honor to be here as far as this has to do with United Democratic Party. I am always thrilled to take to the platform to share ideas and then to share concerns regarding this party and then regarding the current status quo of the country. Like you rightly said, my name is Famara Sujo. I have recently completed my BSc program, the University of the Gambia. I majored development studies, and then I am the current vice president of United Democratic Students Wing. And then once again, Jara, thank you for having me on the program, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Famara Suso. Motlame, the platform is yours.
Thank you very much, Jare. I consider this to be a blessing for me to come to a UDP platform and also share my views and ideas. It tells one thing, and that is that UDP is actually giving us the space, the young people, to also engage the public, to see how best to catch on and then put things together. We agree or disagree, but make us sort of catch. So to me, this is a blessing, and then I would thank you very for actually having here. Like you said, I'm studying in India. I'm studying British administration. I look forward to competing and then joining everybody down there so we can make history in the year 2021.
Inshallah. Thank you very much. So viewers, these are my guests today, Modlamin Fati and Famara Suso. We will center our discussion on civic education, as I told you earlier on, and the flyers have gone around. That today our topic of discussion will be centered on civic education. So, Mr. Famara Suso, can you tell the followers? You are feel free to speak in English because UDP TV and media, our followers equally, most of them, we talk to them, in our own local languages. So if you can talk, in English at the same time, if you can, interpret it in Mandinka for them, that will be fine with them. So you can tell us, what civic education is all about.
Once again, Jara, thank you very much. Like you have rightly said, I will do what we call sweet code. I will try to speak in English as well as in Mandinka and then a little bit of Wolof. I know it's important we try to, like students we always try to put in, United Democratic Party, it is a party that represents every language as far as Gambia is concerned. Coming down to your question, civic education is pertinent. Civic education is imperative as far as politics is concerned. So when we talked about civic education, basically we are referring to the political awareness. And we know political awareness is key as far as national development is concerned. When we talked about politics, politics has to do with everything. Politics has to do with everything that we do in life. from our social activities, from our traditional activities right down to economic activities. So it is something that people need to be so acknowledged. People need to have a clear understanding of what politics is all about. I would like to put this here. It is rather unfortunate that even before 2016, when you tell people that I am doing politics, or when you talk to a lot of the youth in Gambia about politics, what they reply to you is that I am not interested in politics. But I am glad that starting from 2016, that spirit has been inculcated in youth. People, especially Gambian youth, have started having that spirit, that awareness to step up, to come forward, and then to try to understand, yes, this is our country. In order for us to take part in politics, we need to make sure that we've got the knowledge, and then that actually happened. A lot of youths have taken media platforms such as Facebook, such as WhatsApp, to transpire, to put the message across. And then, in fact, that plays a crucial role in bringing Jammeh's regime down, because young people have taken the knowledge to understand, yes, it is us who can make the change if we want Gambia to move forward. And then this is what I always put to the youth. When we looked at the developed countries, starting from the US, it is young people that step up to make changes there, the likes of Martin Luther King, and then so on. When we looked at the Arab Revolution that swept through the Arab Spring, it was the young people that step up, that took to the streets, okay, courtesy of what? Civic education, understanding their rights. What I was saying in Mandinka is, people more than a political long than me ever doing political con and akumaya the bagale as far as nico civic education. Civic education kamin tandi molla, londo nyanta min sura la kadung political kono, puruka democracy understand ka alon ko ninem democracy. Because niya jibe niya funding kel jibe wadi do ni ko mbe political kono. Ndesa ata no len na example rek comme ka bring ko mbe na political kono ka political start mo ka bani he it is civilized and puruka political. Ngam fo wali ko wala ko nintol mandum funding kel nga banko mako nga banko samba nyato jomal le nyanta ka ke but ka woke nyanta ka lonne ko munel la munna nyanto o kuma ya ta bagal nyanta kan na nyanto lonne nyanta ka lonne ko government fanan the state munne mu ilar nyanto nyanta munne de la citizen la nil mu kulati min yalon ko nyanta ke ra differences nil lonne ning lafta ka mol mi yalon ko ni ke nyato nin dafta ke held accountable ye ko ke min yalon ko amon bedia nin dafta along so ebe min ke kam fa bedia da fam bedia kon civic education be mako ila wotale ngana civic rights long na nyanto nga long pour ibaje la ko government kana tulum molla pour ibaje la ko mol mi yalon ko ibe nyato nge blam min e nyanta ko so down to civic education basically it's all about knowing our political rights in order to what? To understand the economic activities, in order to understand the social activities around us. Ning atarangan na nyanto long, ni understand nga long ko masakunda itil nyanta ka nineke. Malafikaji ko masakunda ita a street light lo mo ka fundi ike do iko celebrate. No, wo mo ila nyanto nyanta ka wala ke so mo nyanta what differences ni long okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Famara Suso. Motlamin Fati, you are welcome to the topic that is centered right
yes,
now. Yeah, what civic education is all about. So you
thank you very much, and then I would want to thank my vice president. Couldn't have been better said. I mean, the political orientation, she there for an individual to actually hold whatever government is leading you accountable. And to be mindful, I'm going to say is that niamoy civic education, wolo mukalon soto ifangala ite bankuya londo be men soto la pour kanku diya tan. You get the point. Neka domi yeke banki ngoti londo amanke doron ka foko nde wuluta sabasangle wala wuluta dibule wala wulut yende wayatin nako okay mugbi enolde bari fana wala gambien ya bla nyaaw nyande does not stop you pour ya lom fako nde fana no babi yani londo kata mandi. So that londo knowledge itself, what is civic education, ya long nde ben citizenship individual as a citizen. What is my role and what are my responsibilities? What are my rights? Ndela nyantol mumu anu fana ntefana lokangol mumu deti banko kan. Wolo mu civic education in short for Mandinka listeners. Bari kata fana jala ko civic education londo le kata vice president ko e bajela ko la banku marani sontan wala mo ka democrat man, you know. So ninko board the machine taman should have knowledge. First of all, civilization cannot move forward if you don't have knowledge of the society that you want to actually talk, you know, historical evidence. What footing in Gambia and in order for us to be able to know how to communicate to our leaders, how to talk to them, how to hold them accountable. So when we have those historical facts about country, then we need to also appreciate values. Okay, Gambia a diverse country, so under one umbrella. Okay, it's all appreciating value. So when we have these two things, when we have knowledge of our country, we know the values, we know all the branches of the government, like how the vice president said about political orientation. When we know these things and also appreciate our values, this will shape our behavior. One, as individual, you would be able to know that as individual, this is how I am supposed to behave, because one, I know my countries. I know that this is the culture, this is the value of my people. So it will shape your behavior as an individual. And then also, it will also shape your behavior in the community. So individual citizenship would be attained, and also communal citizenship would all be attained. But a beti soto no la dama malondo to on na banko ni tamanyal, na political tamanyal, na economic. I tell people, two things are very fundamental. The economy of your country and the politics of country. Farmer, please, that I am too civilized for politics. Man, you are too civilized, something that is fundamental to life.
Sure.
Because you cannot politics. People are that dying your life, people are that dying what to politicians are hiding today. Political person, political opponent, a lot of platform of voting kai, whatever thing I meant for the container politicians, so it's affecting your life. So you need to actually, because sometimes we have to go below to make other understand. The benefit is and things like no. Some of these big things are decided by politicians. At the end of the day, a better life-ning affect level. So you as an individual summarize is that ila lon banko kan inyantandala puriyala banku di intamande. Next one is Allah your values, your cultures, you need to appreciate them. This will shape your behavior as an individual citizens, and this will also help you in communal citizenship. Okay, okay, how can you come and then aliamul kumadenama wolo mu banku di so wolondo ni that like among the don't to pin and say hey nawe fanan jibe don ko mankat to fanan bekeletor fare mantar kurang di kala banko ka
abaraka bake mod lamin fati naje ko niaje walati nandi niamoy ko civic education na jikiko ninati nandi ko citizens education because niaji be munayati nandi kay ko citizens education or democratic education because banku dingo ya nyanto le soto banko ka woto banku di wo banku di la nyanto mo mintu wala nyintiko ila banko tamandir nya bunol yalong ko ila banko anila mansa kunda mi yalon ne ko wala be madlala ka tama nyaadi la na baltel tamandir kam buru jumal so walati na namire ikaye fananko civic ikaye ko citizens education or democratic education not so Mr. Famara Suso namira walati na yafa wonya
yeah walem tonya because of civic education benyaming abukata no democracy koma and niya jibe country me yalanko ye totalitarian regime la sort of come ye dictatorship la sort ibuka civic education ning push ye because of what government or states all they don't allow citizens to kind of exercise their constitutional right, and then that is why they say that civic education it is pertinent for constitutional democracy, because people need to be aware, and then people have got to have the knowledge to understand certain things when they are happening. Like, for example, when people wanted to protest, when people want to go on the street to protest, okay, let me not say when people want to go to the street to protest, but basically let me generalize. When people want to protest, it is because they want to hold their officials accountable for some of the things that they say. When we put people in place, we want them to stay at the affairs of the country. You understand? So sometimes when as their constitutional right, when citizens even wants to go on the streets to protest, we need to be cognizant of the fact that that is their constitutional right. Nobody would go on the street to protest knowing that you are given what you deserved. Nobody is going to do that. But hence you've been promised to be given something, okay, that the leaders have failed in giving you what they have promised or what you have elected them to be. Yeah? Definitely you have got right to protest. You have got right to do any form of protest. It could be going on the street. It could be civil disobedience. It could be writing letters to those officials. Those are all forms of protest. So it is incorrect. And then if we have the proper knowledge of civic education, it would be very, very unfair to brand people that would want to go on the street to protest, to brand them as what? As unpatriots or people that do not like the state. No, it is not that. It is they are just simply exercising their constitutional right. And then civic education doesn't only have to come down to what? Doesn't only have to come down to the citizenry. But civic education among citizen all but it is important for the security sector for along and the state for along civic education. That is come like no more fundi da silokan. Time o miyan ko masa kunda nyanda ka lonne come like ni more la faka protest. Inyanta ka protection o min dile la inyanta ka lonne. When is it what Jamala inyanta ka police ol nafina? When inyanta ka military invite na purka make sure that national security ni protect ka also can make sure that citizen ol fana protect. Wobe kumayata. For it is very sad that come na security sector, especially in the security sector, I think civic education need more than any other person. Because it will like a more abuse on the streets, it will like a more booty in terms of protest. It will what was there, what? It will like duty moment to make sure that okay, properties are being protected, to make sure that people on the street, if we like a protest canning, you understand, more they are being what safeguarded. So it is important, especially what like put them across. It is not only going to be UDP, but every political party, you owe this to the citizenry can make sure that nga fundi nga more current civic education na ngatan di more lako ninemo alla nyantul ninemo al nanta kanine ke come like ning electional bakering more nyanta ka fundi le ye vote ye carte fay because of what wamila right le carte fay ni a adreta man carte fay fengo fembe kerim banko ko ita man right sotoka what ita man right sotoka femfo because it is either undecided they contact carte fay la before 2016, what like a problem or when you talk to most of the youths, no, I am not going to vote because when you vote, because they will tell you I am not going to vote because I have lost faith in the political system. And may blame when I'm told because of being a more kid left a minky in market. Me discourage obviously before 2016 wala keta molta for illusta and be cake and when you talk to most of the youth even on the internet it can maintain go nothing changes, things stays the way it is like. So 2020 I mean it is possible that I'm just not interested in politics but go no the bad track no as long as there is life there is hope. Make sure I try once can the banko samba lafta daming namam futaji. We still have to keep trying. Well, youth will encourage, let him still come into politics. That's part of the duties coming always. I talk to youths always no. Al nanang ale dum politiko kono ninda fakanda banko samba I put a dam in lafta la fonga dum politiko kono kendeke. Okay?
Right. Mr. Famara Suso, don't you think because Niajibe Mojama Kafoleko the democracy that we fought for in 2016 is a so-called democracy. Don't you think, inadequate, civic education, is the cause of that, so-called democracy?
Yeah, definitely. Civic education is contributing to that. And then how? Because up to now, I believe people still haven't got the knowledge. People still haven't got the knowledge, or they still haven't got the understanding that democracy is something that changes. The dynamics of democracy changes. You understand? If we brought in a government, in 2016, which we believed was going to kind of quench our desires and then repaying, and then we feel that the government has failed us, we do not have to stop there. We still have to what? To press it harder by doing what? By talking to people, by making sure that people still come into politics. Because when you looked at Gambia's current situation, they will tell you it's a youthful population. I think more than 50% of the population are youths. So if those people think that the 2016, change happened in 2016, but it hasn't resulted to what we were expecting. So we need to backtrack. If we feel that we have to do that, then we are going to fail. We do not have to allow that to happen. We still have to come up with more energy. And then this is what I am expecting for people to have, especially towards 2016, to come up. And then, like, for example, those of us in the media fraternity, especially you and others, we have to make sure that we reach out to people and then talk to them. We have to make sure that we yearn and then talk to people and then make sure that let them come out and vote in large numbers. It is important we do that. We cannot say that, okay, 2016, we yearn for a change, that change happened, but it still hasn't solved our problems. No, we still have to press harder. We still have to move hard. We still have to make sure that people, understand that, okay, that is what light at the end of the tunnel. By what? By giving them the proper knowledge, by making sure that they come out and then vote as a prerequisite of civic education. That is one, active political participation. We are not saying that everybody needs to come to the platform and themselves, but we have to put it to our youth at a younger age. That is why when you looked at the constitution of United Democratic Party, it is that we are going to introduce what? Civic education right from the schools. Some of the lessons that we teach, like history, and then others. We have to make sure that civic education starts right from schools. But the bigger problem we have in Gambia, and then not just in Gambia, but Africa generally, it is because when we feel that a problem, when we feel that something is not solving our problem, we do not know how to put into the system. Like if we feel that leadership is the failure or leadership is the problem in Africa's problem, why not we put leadership into our curriculum? So we feel that civic education is generally lacking in this country here. So we have to put it right into the school curriculum, right from probably maybe primary school, junior, senior school. If students get to understand, if people going to school get to understand that, okay, politics is not about the old people. Politics is about the youth taking part. If they understand that right from the early age, I am sure that change is going to happen. Okay, and then we would be what? We wouldn't hear phrases like, okay, okay, because no, Allah has never gone to the polling station to vote. The will of the people is the will of Allah. So you understand?
Mr. Suso. Milko 4, they are just there to back themselves religiously. But it will finally when they go back to history, those caliphate stand people that only if I am on that path, if I am not the right path, do not follow, do not even obey. So Munatin Nabi to actually enrich themselves. They want to hide behind religious questions. That's why we have schools. Mindino mobile child, people have studied and they have known them. So don't hide behind Alaleka Mol choose. Alaleka Mol choose, but Al Sabul Bijil Melia Lonko, you have to do it. So Keonata Dila Kanesala Salamako, Beta Aratofenek Amala Nyonko City. Kila Kakola Nyonko Mosi, no Laka Alalaka, Komo City, Sinala Alala. So Munajina J, Kila Mama Salala, Mealonko, Wahioka Jileka, Munana Mafeko, Alabella Kolkele, or Nim Mul Laftaka hide behind religiosity, Mealonko, you're too religious, religion itself. Please let them excuse us because we got a polling station in order to vote people in. So there are ways in which people will if leaders fail to what they are asked to do, let them give the excuses than hide behind things that are unfounded. And then again, I'm sorry, because you talked about security. They know exactly what they are doing. But the issue is, it is about insecurity on themselves. If you teach somebody, so civic education quality more. Mansanda Jamal Bige is on Kela citizen sol kara ifan ni mo karanda fa ala to long ala appreciate aka fan sotole aka freele ya faham yalla so wo joyandiro fang bukana soto je protect so ibajele ko they will not take that bold step to educate their citizens about themselves, to educate their citizens about how they're doing their things, so that you will not be able to hold them accountable. And if you do so, they will try to threaten you by killing you or taking you to jail and issues of that nature. Now, the issue is that is why we are having this conversation at the first place. I'm very much appreciative of the United Democratic Party because I tell you, party, you are educating the people know themselves to hold you accountable when you are in risk. So it is not trying to say that Nintol never often hold accountable. We will have to choose first. This is what these are the things we want to. So when we get power, you would be able to say, oh, now currently we tell 1 + 1 is equals to 2. So when we get to power, we tell 1 + 1 is equals to 3. You say, but 1 + 1 is equal to 2. So if you want a demonstration, okay, so you have already empowered the person because they are so they want to teach you, they don't want to teach about our rights, they don't let us know. But now we are not giving them the responsibility. For the curriculum. Curriculum is out there, unprofitable. It should be thrown to the Museum of History. Because you go to history in the some of these stories are not dated by ourselves. These are stories that are borrowed, from you don't even where. Because at the end of the day, civic education fund like a pride. This is what I represent. But the Gambian does not believe in him himself. Okay, now the Gambia, these things will not work. I have to go somewhere else to be. But near GB outside, we that are here, man, we are all talking here. So, not only they don't speak in the presence, but that is about so bari adelano la fanna damanta karandi aya from bunya from long. I don't regard Kuntate and all those people as slaves. I don't call them slaves. They are victims of terrorism. They are victims of terrorism. Terrorism. They are not slaves. So if I am going to another story again, I would say Kuntate any other person that was regarded as a slave. These people are victims of terrorism, and they are men and women that were actually taken away from their country. So civic education can breathe in our society. Then we would be able to deal with our issues as the way they are supposed to be.
I think what you people have said here with this, UDP will make a better government come 2021. Because I believe because all the contributions that I hear from you, with those contributions and ideas, I believe United Democratic Party will make a better government come 2021. So, Motlamin Fati, in the statement of Mr. Farmer, yes, I heard something like, the security sector needs civic education more than the civilians. So, is it part of your plans, UDP government? Is it part of your plans when you come to power 2021? These are something that you are going to work on.
Yalong. It's not about when we come to power. The demonstration is apparent. We can see it from the activity of the party leadership. When we are doing it, because adabe civic education or konole, okay, security service we have the police, we have the drug enforcement agency. Honey, disaster management agency will be in security. There was the fire outbound with the drama or an when the party leaders went there, Iman Mulkan Dito, it make it more level along the responsible for that particular security. Okay, ila Gorlombang ila disaster management agency bijebam. Yol nila busika ya dila atol lebe maradin. So if we are in that particular responsive, that respect for security service, then the onus on them to also repatriate that will respect me along the security sector, the police, they need it. They are attending sometimes, see some of them in Riso magazine that have attended human rights conferences and of that nature. whatever is like that. But the issues are not about policies. The issues are not about workshops or workshops. The issue is out. We show to the people, I am a Gambian for once. Let our security service know that. How do you feel? You doko sika. You want the far away. If I be serious, how do you feel? You doko sika. Want the babute buying the abe body urika wena. And it will be no. It can be not. I don't even know. We need to do a census on our security sector before actually we are Gambians in the story itself. Because Gambian no, okay, but I don't blame them. We blame the leader because security they are working command because they will have to be disciplined and stable. But ning command but jeko al fight. Ali bind, Ali moment not to take any nonsense. Of course, they will have to work that. But it definitely you have to execute orders that are not in with humanity. Bari inyong hadama inyong Gambian in samo ikafog doon ko inimbara nang no way ka ben suka ko si kakalapal. It's actually terrible.
Okay.
Like demanding before demanding la art because of near security la ko for damning. It's a very sensitive issue. You understand? We have to commend them for the work that they are actually doing. Banco defend. They are not defending this for just one party, but they are defending for the interest of the whole nation. You understand? But Konka mean for like security sector is civic education need like in the instances of likes ni molla fundi like a protest ke ibe protesting handle la nyami because of morning ka fundi imu citizen already niaja molla fa ka fundi time ila fa ka fundi because of fenlebe kiri mialango imalla fala. And then the only way is la kamfa tandino it is kafundi peacefully kalo ka plackets or muta ka jiamu ka tandiko ninebe ke kan mialango actually we do not agree with it. So it in the kalun ibo molding handle la nyami lafta security sector sifal reforms so lega andungana ne ko United Democratic Party ibo okay kan because niya give even weekly programs in kamin shot on Paradise FM nimbe kachal fo kamila it has to do with civic education nka cool milti milano nka fole okay for the greater interest of the nation because UDP coming for UDP amu patil de mialanko near defend even national interest le defend kan you understand so wala tin na program Jamal ninka kacha nka fole ko mialanko abe banko bela na fala including other people in other parties you understand so wala tin na akumayatale puro security sector fanang your civic education in yanta ko karang and when JLeng IEC needs to come into play. IEC fanang have a role in civic education. Waleng kamol karandi kate for you la kunyal. IEC can mistake or minke wale ikeba to lefo nyen kate for you dasata maybe lokum kili wala few days. What time will ka fundi ka atandi molla ko albe election or kala ten lafta le fundi. No, nimu fenne de miyalango anyanda ke continuous process lady. Okay, me and mol nanda ka advance also to the website also to kamol currently civic education you understand because of kukati for you kumaya mol ba file nyami mujamal moya experience mol fundi ka fay kakati fa nyandu mo ko le me and ko nyanda ka mol be karandila wala le ani nya jibe fana National Commission for Civic Education fana iba kata kan ne ba ke but nyanda ka to fana la fale you understand because civic education magi ko me and anyanda ka karan bunga dammal to hani suol konoleng na friends all anin ku jamal nin sida dami even bantabal to nyanda ka mol karandi la katandi ko muniati na akumaya tele pour molie ye dadu de politiko kono not just to take part in politics but active politics you understand o kumara bakale pour ngo wolnil faham as far as civic education is concerned.
Yeah, don't you think Gambia as a nation and her people need civic education more than any other country?
Yeah,
citizens need it.
Yeah,
okay.
We need it to be honest because with the current status quo of the country, we actually need to get that political consciousness. We need to be very conscientious when it comes to politics here. We want to Gambia. We want to create a situation wherein people are going to vote based on being educated and based on being politically aware. Okay, we do not want people to be indoctrinated. or to vote based on feelings driven. We want people to vote actually based on policies. We want people to come and then to kind of see parties and then see, okay, I think this is the party that is the interest of the nation. Okay, and then this is what I put to most people when I am talking to them. I tell them, when we looked at the difference between United Democratic Party and other parties, it is a party for the masses. When it comes to every funding in the United Democratic Party, it is the masses that bring their last dollars to the table and then fund programs and then fund activities in United Democratic Party. This is what I always tell people. It's a party that represents the poor people. So that is why I do not see them coming into power in 2021, not actually meeting to the aspiration of the Gambians. That is actually not going to happen. We definitely need civic education, because when you looked at it, with the current status quo we have in this country, nothing is moving. The economy is in shambles. For example, we know the current COVID crisis that is actually happening. Nothing is actually moving. Feng mantarakata abankokan. Mol fonga funding a mol karanding atandil. And then so civic education on Kenyami. Wale mass mobilization fonga nga diam radio also. Nga jeko fana. Cannot dang internet auto damma. Because near Gambia statistics GB, I think according to it is only 9% of the population that have access to the internet. That is about close to 500,000 people. And then Gambia is a population of more than 2 million people. You understand? So civic education man just on the internet, but it come like nga funti na family near diamo, nga funti bantabalto near diamo nge karandi. Munati na molna take idadun de political kono, not just to go into politics, but active politics. Because of group obidela in civic education, you call them apartheid group. Wala multi-million because on the political kono, even carte for you because on nakake. Because near 2016 results give the percentage Mia vote, it was only 59% Mia vote. So that shows that there are thousands of Gambians who haven't voted. Why is it that it was out of 100, it was only 59% of the population that voted? Why is it that a good number of the people haven't voted? So this is where civic education comes into play. Ka jeko moli fundina ya jeko carte fa yole kumaya nyanta ka fundina nga carte fay nimba fay le fanan kom nga fa nyami akana ken kana som na feeling solienta nga fay based on what? Based on nga jibe pati mia long I policy shoto as a nimbanko rescue no me I believe in my own opinion woman United Democratic Party nga funding nga carte de la fanan ya understand. So come ila question o ka jabi ko den nga civic education nga need le andong be min fola mole ko amanke ndeka min amanke anyanta ko commencer just janglen ka bring na youth sol million ko dindingol le nyanta ka tandila ko politico muniat na akumayara because where it lafta le iman la fi politico kela life what aka influence le aka affect le either directly or indirectly because ikata karambo minto politician le ka policies draw about that school. Ikata marse minto business or minto politician le ka si ika policies draw. So nie I banka fundi ka carte fay moye miyalon ko ya mirakom wala se o policies nyung as a can drive those policies or can drive better policies ye banka carte fay o mole because is ita ko ay man na fay carte fay wala albe mol so tala le 1000 plus le milan ko alman la fila and the new ke mobile affect. So niaje be Gambia right now wala ko ke a problem odi. You understand? Percentage ko carte fay especially presidential election fees yata demanding but other elections mol buka so naga fundi ka carte fay mune bo sabu kan because of nuka youth self and blame imang jiko le sort of political wala karola ko because yaje ko kan leader minat it can fail but ndikita ko 2021 the United Democratic Party na will be changed inshallah and then I can reassure Gambians that is going to change when United Democratic Party come into power in 2021 and then that is going to happen for sure.
So I believe that. That is why I am loyal to you. I will be loyal to you. My vice president. I am always loyal to you, His Excellency. What party? No, yalong na vice president no, na president no, nyum keken de baiti. So I must, be loyal to him forever. Better than loyal for 2021.
No problem.
So party, to go back to the topic. Do you think some kind of basic civic education competence is required in the democratic political system?
Of course, it is required. Who am I to say it is not required? It is very, very required. I mean, that is the problem we are facing right now. Because if you look at our leadership, with all due respect, I believe there is absolute and inadequate, civic orientation that is going on, because civic orientation on links is above par. You should be able to, the pandemic only, there is civic education going to affect, it's going to jeopardize not only our health system, not only our economy, not only anything, but all the things. That with people that playing with.
Hello, Modlamin. Modlamin.
Amra connection on Mantawa.
Ala connection o tatale. Ala connection o tata. Ni India boy ni.
Indian cool guy.
Ala connection o is kind of.
COVID be jomol indi kanje bagale.
I see. Hello, Modlamin.
Amuro.
Yeah, if he is not on, then you can pick it from there.
Okay. Come ibe ngamra ila question on yimu come from a basics. Okay, Modlamin. Anatole back on for.
For a basic.
Yeah.
For a basic civic competence, yeah. Requirement, or do we need it in our
So I'll come well for.
Yeah,
okay.
Now we are hearing you.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe not Bluetooth only that on the headset only that connected. But anyways, I'm fine. What I was saying is, absolutely we need it. We need basic, what I was saying that if we require care, you have to show you are qualified, in terms of based on the civic education, or you occupy any public office. I think you have to show us that, just to emphasize its importance. So I took an example of the pandemic, something that is going to eat up our, is going to eat our economy, going to eat up our health system. So a proper orientation of civic education should actually give us a guide, should really serve as a guide for us to be able to triumph, over this particular challenge. There are countries that actually there are countries that were able to contain the virus, but because they were able to employ themselves, they were able to connect themselves to the Kajo. This is beyond more border to people are coming in and out. So it shows, okay, perhaps I am actually interested with the internal people. So imagine this, present in family this close, okay, it's very, we have to actually people now we are challenged, because we must not continue to be lamenting all the time. Now it is time for us to do this stuff. Now somebody 20 years ago who was at my age would also say the same thing, it's our time. But when somebody is our time now, the time is now, and it's driven in solve that would be normal. Yes, Jared?
Yeah, okay. Modlamin, thank you very much. Mr. Famara Suso, you can pick it from there.
Okay, comme Modlamin bafu ka nyamin basic civic education, comme kuma kilingoleng ka fu nyamin nga need le fanam board nyanta ka make sure le come take a mean for I start at an early stage. You understand? Well, and come like karambungol job because of moja makata karambungol. So I start kabling what I do school la curriculum kono, which I believe UDP be wo kelale because of abela manifestation kono le katandiko molia understand molia understand munemo carte fayola kumayati muneyati na abetiada ka political la londo soto ka dunga kono kaje ko ni ko kate fayo muna na nyanda ka fay because nimba fay ka nyanda ka molle tambindi nyato mil yalon ko itulle benna maralo kelan so kaje ko molye wo faham juna e kana si fani wato because of wole dasataji ni ya jibe janning 2016 e kamin fo molye ko wolem ko ya jamme ka camera leke fenkol to polling station also so ni tata e katani provinces ka ko ni tata je wati dol e ka ko ni tata ni be carte fo le ni ma fo ya akajele yalla wolbe mu kumole mi yalam ko ebe mu political propaganda lati so civic education ngole need ka mol away ndi kaje ko wote kelano mote camera fix lano polin butoro ya understand pour que jibe foya afayatele foyma afayatele so wolbe mu ko lati mi yalan ko fo nga funtinga mol kala mutandi wala ya understand katandi fanan ko civic education fan na kumaya kana nan dami even ya tara problem mo soto taten akatandi le problem o keda comme jama ning electional keda Africa ngajele ko problem o ka happen most of the time it has never happened in Gambia but in past ning ketale but ikajbe mol mi yalon ko ye political awareness nim soto wolle mo multimillion ko jama iki fango jam fandi fitino la million ko ikake after post election violence milliard ekake dan mo mi yalon ko maybe wo political awareness ni tije wol kaje ko ni fitino boy rek ngata ngake but mo mi yalon ko e right long wol kaje ko civic education ke ma ko le ka tandi ko nim funti da wati dul ka fitino ke after election o keda banko le tinya ka mi yalon ko democracy nene ma wo fanam fo you understand democracy min long wala kam ko nga make sure nga na banko ni nga protect so civic education ka mol karandi wo belale muni atine nyanda kam fongal mutanga make sure nga the due process follow niatara crisis get up especially post election crisis come 2016 then ka bring aketa the former president yamol provoke ka in always but more ma try ka fundi more the due process le follow ka international community engage ka other places engage ka make sure ka situation on ka quell down so akumaya da bagale pour mol be ni faham but ni nyanda ka ke mobile do ko waldi kaji ko kabrin kam nga fanya civic education it is not only or should not be only taught in school but it has to be in every other platform. It could be through our peers, it could be through other gatherings. People need to come out to lecture people on some of these things, on the importance of having to have that political knowledge in order to kind of change situations around you. I am pretty sure ni molio faham rosto ni molio lundo soto political la kumaya kaji ko nka niji political na nka breed out political na ngajele ko ibe politics style as something very serious and the new okeda mbajele ko na leaders will ite fair na anu kuma kama miyana e ka ko kom mansa ning ale minki be nyanda ko wala non ning ale minki ye niata abe ku ke kam min yalon ko malla fala o ala kilingo miya ki je ngamre o kilingo le balla fla ngamari bondi nga do ki miyalon so ni be mu karandi roler miyalon ko mol nyanda ka lonne ya faham fana kaji ko civic education be mako ilale pour kan democracy fana bambande banko kam because of democracy kam min tandi wala kom moli la nyantol long moli aji ko wala kan de niyo ko yendi ngaje mol ka fundi ka delegational form ngaje in the former republic it was happening and it is still happening. People kind of form these delegations. They go out to the presidents begging Katandalago, Laftayam Mako in Natuna. Niatra Molbo okay, and then what is the purpose of paying tax? Because if people are actually paying tax to making sure that government give them good schools, give them good health centers, give them what? And proper water drinking and then sewage system and then so on. Why do people have to form themselves into organizations, go into state house, kind of beg and then bow down to the president to say that we want this, we want you to help me with this and this? No, we have to make sure that we follow the right track. Ngamolle put in place from the councillors, from the mayors, from the National Assembly members. These are the people that we went into the polling stations and then vote and then put them in place. So we have to make sure that ngani mol no mangatan dilako ngal ki jang ninella al nyante ka deliver nal man deliver mal bondi la jele nse bondi no la it is right ngam protest ke before ila wato be sila je because as protest mo fener mi alango it is a principle of democracy niko protest ma ko kata silo kan ka femol tinya but any form of protest can happen like civil disobedience are organized no more basis so on le afko bin tala do ko wala another form of civilized protest lady ni oketa aka leader ni pressure either you step down you resign or you start to deliver ka kuwal ke minya alon ko ali expect ka wala ke So civic education anyanta tarla na system o kono nyanta ka dunde na karam bundal to most especially amanki je dam maldi. But media fanang has a major role to play in this. Yenta mol kanandela yenta mol diam la cool la miang akumaya da mol be nganda in the political kono. Political mo mobile la famodi. Ma ko mobile na nan platform yana media ka diamu but ka discourse ka ko nina nyanda ka banko sambanyato amu kultimi yalan ko I deem it necessary everybody needs to take part, okay, especially in active politics.
Thank you very much. Mr. Farmer Suso, ndia jiki pananko nyinko min bebe hapundi nyimbanko kan. You know, we do not only need political education, but we also need, you know, to change the mind, to change our mind. The mindset of people have to change. Because ni aji be komi kan nyim for the previous election. Mole nyim believe plus ko. Ni tata carte o fay camera lebe fisri mi yalon ne ko wol kejele. So ni ma fay jamme will know it. You know, and people also have this belief. Do you know that, you know, this was a belief of people that, you know, like when voting happens, when they do counting, Janjambure, if Jamme happen to win in Janjambure, any Mansala water, even not Jamme, any mindset less of the nim voting on the moment they do counting, you know, anyone who won in Janjambure, you know, is the person who is going to win the entire election. So they are belief for, you know, in the Gambia, we have to change our mindset first because, you know, mindset is everything. If you do not change it, you cannot, you know, take in anything. Even whereas people are giving you, you know, political education, people are, you know, sensitizing you every day, you know, you will not consume it. Nothing is going to, you know, you are not going to take anything. But then we have to change our mindset as citizens in order to learn and to be ready to learn.
Exactly.
Because even in our electoral, you know, system, there should be a control in it. Because nkajele, nyimbanko Gambianol Qatar siring inyakaje, karto kasika akadi mola mi yalo neko amanka Gambianol. Ida no mari etar siri de fungo yalo neko nyimanka Gambianol. Aka banko la kaito sora before I karteo sora I kaiti dole sora before karteo. Woto ita no siri ita nyabola we banko la kaito sora. When we go to citizenship, maybe, you know, the person naturalized, maybe or whatever. But then they are just giving our voters card whilst they do not naturalize or whatever. You understand? So nanjinjeleko amunyan toleti banku di yake fangola hamme ko di kaje ko fen di niata wolbe kala banko la tinyaroti ye balala. So don't you think, you know, Gambians need to change their mindset in order, you know, for us to have the power of civic education in us?
Yeah, but Nadaka Kugilim Fana understand, starting from 2016, Kujamal Befalingang. Nia Jibe, wo come yafinyaminka illegal voters card, illegal voting system. One and a cooling me and civic education ya address like come ipota coming for them. Come molka 35 million ko imanya nakawai. Nia Jibe, in fact, I think this was one of the reasons most people believed that Jammeh at some point was winning elections. Okay, academic for Nalma for General Bafile, and you're not knowing that he has a sea of hidden illegal voters card million ko will be taken will they use. You understand? So one mindset, I believe it is changing. Near 2016, GB Kujamale fall in the right from 2016. 2016 then youth sold in the political on a bag. And then B, in South way, no, come nisi the gathering Jamal to go youth sold the political kachakan. So I believe more mindset nimbe change can. So with blowing civic education nara into play, come like many platform into right now, the more le karandi kan katandila ko, and the kalda in the political economy. Come iba fuka nyami manyana ka sonka mold millialonko. Ikanana ngalon de ko nilmanke Gambia dingoti ika carte mute ika chike ika fay ko ya fanya ika kayti dole so janning e bo sotala. So it is duty upon everybody starting from the alcalol councillor and then the chief can make sure citizens mo fennati mi yalon ko ni moye dang ake dang abel so ni luntangol kanana nja ikan citizens dile la wonyama for the interest of somebody else's mi yalon ko is out there directing them for his own interest. Because most of these activities milkake mo killi nekataraje aba coordinate kan or few people nekataraje ibe such activities will coordinate kan for their vested interest. Ite bukasu ika sijanal ye dictate kaje ko mo nangam lekana lafta ye kayto dilela. So ni wo kayto dite wo marilla ndol mi yalan dol mo Gambian dingol lati wol pota dulal to mi yalan ko nobody knows sa e ka carte fay nka fay ndol la Gambian ding ya ndol mo lam munella because nim voters card be de bula abo bulu ite la Gambian ding ya yo mari dam munella e madam fenna so ngo ko le jimnyal e be ke ka nga hope le ko starting from 2016 ngaji le ko kujamal
Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it seems.
Yeah, Allah watadale. Maybe also continue.
Okay.
But watadale.
Aboko farmer kay la network ko la think that right now. But Lamin,
Yes.
you are with me, right?
Yeah. I'm around.
Good. You can pick from where it seems he is out. You can go ahead.
Yes, I've been mentioning it's very important. Kajeko, people that attitude need to, because you got that, it's yours, okay? Cannot give to the other person. That person is responsible to issue IDAs. Whoever gives you authority, of course, it is not in the domain to give a Gambian an ID. Protect and then, be part of your Gambian. Okay, maybe somebody might say it's easily said done. And things like kana mola do because al Gambiale, mol people that are in the forefront. Do not jeopardize somebody's work because they fail to serve your individual interest. Because at the first place, Kabring Ebado submit CV, ayala academic qualification or whatever requirement are. You will fire interview you're going to do, you're going to do certain things for your own particular interest. So no not a Gambia fasa. Canada do into a corner lonko, the person will be forced to something of that nature. But if they're forcing you to do, okay, blow the soul, make the noise, people come. Okay? If I can't hear it, because sometimes silence me approval. Near the you make noise about what that can tell people is that okay, Basafa Minkan say but the attitude of government. Another point I want to stress is Ibajala Code was a great civic education on displayed at some time ago when this particular police lady, Ngala Natalo, was circulating all over the media. Lowering traffic duties. That was a demonstration of civic, a civic knowledge. That police is a hard orientation. The responsibility was the PIU, the police intervention unit, for them to provide some of the red code and whatever apparatus or that I need for me to execute my services under the rest. But the Walmart and the new code in the rainy season. But that did not stop her. I think she was weighing that particular situation and perhaps to complain later. It is in the service. A lot of it was viral. Okay, because of her sincerity, because of her dedication to her work, because of her dedication to the Gambian people, and hope that she can give her a lot of benefits, a lot of opportunities today. I promotion, I bad salute, bad nasal I think Jamal Lonko, she was not anticipating, expecting them in the first. So civic education, you have to be sincere. You have to say, okay, Gambian or number one. Okay, so whatever I am doing, seeing Gambia, we may all have different political parties. We can't be seeing the same thing, wanting same way. No, because but we can't think we can't see things the same way. So But in as much we have different political ideas, in as much as we have different political views, but okay, what would stop the government from engaging positions and how best they would be able to tackle the pandemic? Yeah, and what would stop them from replying to some of the messages that those have actually sent? The pandemic okay, that is civic. Okay, that is it actually overwhelms all of us. So we all stakehold together and government platform create. Okay, so until but time, how can we bring everybody on just to make sure solution in the along, it will only help pull down this coronavirus pandemic that is also simple. And another simple example is when we see it's happening in the city, don't be too quick video in your Facebook. No. For my you have a very good camera. It actually shows that you are not actually interested in what the scene is going. Okay, in order you, it is okay, to actually solve that particular problem, you are there to show your video, to try to show video on Facebook. So okay, because as people from the beginning, individual citizens, because individual, somebody else individual, community form. So when we form this community, it is individual oriented on individual orientation, because you already have the knowledge, you appreciate the value. So your behavior would be in the best interest of the Gambia. So we are Gambia, and Gambia first, then any other could have to follow. And then the other thing I wanted to make clarification is we talked about the security aspect. Without doubt, Banco member security our security sector are doing great job for us. They're the ones that are protecting our parties. They're the ones that are protecting lives. Okay? But if anang suosi bore nyande, poisa ma busol, and the busol mem la fanje wolom niko. We want them to more. We want them to go more whatever thing that are doing us. So we appreciate the efforts, we appreciate the sacrifice, but let them also understand with scope. Whoever is going out and to show whatever person have, Omari within a civil rights can prove. So you don't have to actually sample somebody civil right because you are the position of authority. So so in as much as nyola plus odinya, nkana dori fanana into fananta. Ni dorta do hakko kan. Tinsa ma fanana dorta do la hakko kan. Ando kan nati banko wolomuko timbali ala kan siaje. Aron tilimbali ata banko down nyomoyo bukaije. Ni nyomoyo mato bito wala kable mo nati. Aron nim problem ata. Then more bukana kambeng sondu form bukano nyola because any family in the small setting, family setting on nilo dola nyan kandrong ebajala ko ade de na mari mamnyano the person will have to react to it. So we cannot emphasize the position of civilization.
Yeah, thank you very much, Madlamin Fati. Since the formation of Students Wing, it is confirmed that every year Students Wing do go for nationwide tour to talk to the rural people. Was it part of your approaches? The civic education, was civic education part of the approaches? Some of the approaches that we were using to the rural Gambians.
So they were all our activities were civic. Because number one, when we were there, in a town hall meeting with those people, and then we conversed with them. We talked first of all, we talked about the UDP policy, and who dares to challenge the UDP policy is evil. So Ninga UDP policy for your order. Then at the end of the day, if our responsibility in our own communities, we all tell them. Okay, the responsibility in their communities, rural and rural youth. What can you? It's not everything that not everything is combo, but it's a responsibility in the rural place. So we tell this to them. and we also established focal president. Many along they are doing worse. They are planting trees, they are doing community services for the people. Me along wakasate mol dele dundiji, and we went to communities that are of divergent views. We went to communities they have people that are not only UD, but if go to other places along we plant trees there. People are benefiting from those that are not UD. So what is more civil than planting trees? What is more civil than educate a person of his or her own right? What is more civil than versatile a person? You have divergent view, even though you see me in my yellow t-shirt. So in our thoughts, these are the values that we represent. In our thoughts, these are the things that we go to the people. You are a member of yours, you are a member of a particular committee. So it's a movement and local community is part of things that we do. Yes, Jared.
Yeah, I think myself was a witness to that, because now I remember most of our engagements coming sort of rural Gambia, if na and then I can lively because kita community little million ko nilmu mo le million ko mantari in fact United Democratic Party. We can see let na time sort of we talk to them about the policies of United Democratic Party, and every now and then ka fale janne ko United Democratic Party ala low kang minti wala nyinti ko bankola interest, because UDP e bankola interest lagi. So anything that UDP does represent the interest of the country. So United Democratic Party la students with on several occasions nin kata ka finti kita banko murum what we do is in kitale either to plant trees to communicate with the people of the community. Katandi lako UDP belorim bankola interest, regardless of you being the same party with me or not. Until we are here to tell you the policy of United Democratic Party. These are our policies. Say abetuleta mari le bulu to buy the policies of United Democratic Party. Baride kukilimbi jambatandi le lako United Democratic Party have the best policies. Yalong mol ka sotola mili yalong ne fango ikapo ko UDP man policies. But then, bari yalong kom niya mo kong po imalla ti kalo mo sort of inanetalo na ay But then to tell those people that United Democratic Party have a policy, until we do have a radio program on Paradise TV, we talk to people about the policies of United Democratic Party. So wafanka ay jahal ko waran lening ikasidro ntelekajele ko mu ila kunna mirol bawo hadamadung yemo ko nyaawnyande pare kana si yekuma fama mi yalon ne ko kuma ken senglo amanke to nyaati woto million ne ko they are in doubt or they already knew it, but then they are not interested in the truth. Yalong hadamadung min interested truth la wala ke lamoyla min interested to nyala manding kolko min sulata to nyala wala be lamoyle bari min man sula to nyala ananete lamoyle woto ata to nyanyi njelano. So those million ne ko ikatari diamule fa yele drum e ba fala ko UDP man policy soro ne UDP man policy soro United Democratic Party be form la nyaadi parti yo se lo parti yo mi yalon ne ko amantaram bulol soto woto be kala big problem multi pour IEC ye UDP party yo accept UDP party yo form nyim banko kam without policies. I think that will be the greatest mistake of IEC. It will just be like if you should register an association at AG chamber without a constitution. Then that will not be the fault of that organization. It will be the fault of the AG chamber that registered that particular organization. So if IEC also should accept the formation of United Democratic Party without policies, then that is not the fault of UDP, but that is the fault of IEC. So Motlamin Fati, it's like Mr. Famara Suso is away because Gambia long yalong network on problem balem Gambia adum be from be among easy because kabri somanda samabe ke kanjan. So wakamala amantar easy in Jamfana. So Motlamin Party as the Auditor General of Students Wing. Okay. As the Auditor General of Students Wing, if you are given the chance to advise the president, what advice will you make to the current government? if you are given the chance? What advice will you make to the current government? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Let me complete the show then. Yeah. Let me go ahead. Okay. It's like network problem is affecting my guests. Bao Gambia mo be yalone ama easy. Gambia munyum bankol timi yalno wala nandin ko civic education is needed in this country. So that banku dingul sela nyanto lom banku dingul salon ko nina muira right, they should know their rights and limits. Abara fa wartale banko mi yalon ne ko hani saying we are suffering in 21st century. Gambia is suffering from network problem. It is indeed sad. So the followers of UDP TV and media, I will continue the show with you. So nina bijedorong komina fale nyame. When we talk about civic education, komini nataka civic education, ko civic education, wala mu kuti mi yalon ne ko iko banku dingul be karanna ko min kono pour kela nyanto long ni nata politiko silola an banku dingul nyanta kela nyanto long ni nata mansa kundala ta mandiri nyasi lola bawo nyim banko kan ni ajibe nyin lamu kuti mi yalon ne ko ay banko batan iko dolu ba fole kaneda dum politiko kon bari ning intel manda dum politiko kono jumañol lebe da dum na politiko kon bawo ni to ko itete da dum na politiko kon iko you are too civilized or ite you think komiko ite you are the most educated person or whatsoever ni wayeta marita woto mole biteta marla mi yalon ne ko ala marlo te diale adun ala marla bulunyata diale walati nandin civic education kummayata banko kan. Civic education goes with democracy because democracy the functional, we cannot have a proper democracy without civic education. We cannot have a functional government. We cannot have a functional government without a civic competence. So in the current government, civic competence is lacking in the current government. So based on that, na moja makafoko na democracy that we fought for in 2016 is lacking. The democracy that we fought for in 2016, many people are categorizing that democracy as a so-called democracy. Yeah, and that is the reality. Because niyata remember ke kanyim banko can be asotata banku dole kamiya lonneko. There are people are well politically educated. They know their civic right. Remember ke kanyim banko can be at a kela. Kunung police station auto. At Piccadilly police station. Case Nata Nanje at night after 9 towards 10. I was around that end. Case Nata Nanje mi alon neko. Boyo lo nyinti boy ndi mi alon neko abitakan silole kan a group of boys inyapita kan kata ka stamp murol. Nko nyimbe soto la nyimbanko la ka adum iko kofi ule be caring. Remember some minutes to 10 o'clock. Some minutes to 10 o'clock. I was passing na moje ayala dena kota la kunka fenkana la kumudunda. Dafa na njira ntara police station. Police wo konye ko fo munying abamati nka ko no manka abamati. Nka manka abamati mbenyi konyo la kan. But then I need to know what is happening. That is why I came in. Ya jele. So nyimbanko kan iko ye kofi ule dundi mi alon ko puru tanko bunda bawo ko COVID-19 de bekeri inata ko tenke jure sono nyimbanda yaka fuko wo COVID-19 wo kofi unyi yemin dundi ya jele ko ay tanko sabatindi la bawo the numbers that are registered for COVID-19 atalatale again, the high rate of crimes are reduced banko kan based on that iko nyin lemu dalilo tin yate nandi yo ko fi nyinta ko tenke yakaf the art yeah ntalia expecko 1 hour before COVID time or 30 minutes before COVID time, the security officers should be based. Lenantaka base lenantaka tardani. Bari amanke. Now, yenyimbo yo mean stamp at Faji Kunda. Now the multi-million question is, where is our security officers? Where is the security of our nation? Banko dingul te hap kontana no banko dingul la security titala no. Banko dingul te diamo bulala no ila nyanto la miya lonne ko ilafta wole soto nyim banko kan ni mansa kunda nyanta kita nyame amanta waj woto na mansa kunda nyanta kamin understand wala nyinti ko even civic education mu kulati miya lonne ko mansa kunda le nyanta ka loka je ko banko dingul the citizens of the nation are given that education, that awareness. Because the previous speakers, the guests who were here with me, ya fale nyamendoro abo nyale. Because niya jibe, jang, our security sector needs more of civic education than the civilians. And this is the reality. Let's make a reflect of the 3 years jotna. Let's make the reflect of the reflect of Faraba Bantang incident. Let's make a reflect of the Combo South incident that happened. Let's make a reflect on the Jambur issue that had happened. Mbadimu. Niya je kuol beta na security niya tari nil. They are given civic education. Wallahi, to protect the civilians, to protect the integrity of the country, because ni itemu security officiality ite jikita ko jorang le beta bulumi ya lonne ko ni civilian ite ya je ko ite ya expect le ko hada madingu hani yedingu mi bulu abka kenu ko ifam wala ya abala fa warandi na security sector ila civic education o nyinne dasata woto itel they need civic knowledge more than any other. Bari komi na fale nyamen atitala no adung ate nola walati nankale ko the presidency of 2016 failed us in a sense, Gambia nol nyanta ka minke yolek bawo Gambia nol nyanta ka minke teli yajele ko the dictatorial regime that was in existence in the country have to go away. Yata iko mbekelo kelale with all the means that we have. Dol yele na fulole ta ka kasara ka dunda kon. Dol ni yole kasarta ka je ko din Gambia ye fit. Dol ye ko bele ka kaje ko Gambia be maral nyam kono wo maral nyam be bolano akona nyaadi. Fine. Gambia nol nyanta ka minke yole ke. Mil fangol buke dadum politiko kono in 2016 ikata multi-million nako they participated well in the political struggle, but what had happened? We are saying it is President Barrow who failed the Gambians have made a right choice. Gambians have made a better decision ever. Because yajele ko mansa mimbije nyimu multi miyalon neko abe multilingual yakan abe mol fakane ku kenya lombali ya siata banko ka woto iko naje ko na jiko soto nyindo nino tambindi ko be falena woto ni wo make wo manke banku dingula faulty is the fault of that person. Barrow came with the aim wala nan ko civic education is important because Gambianol nyanta ka lon na banko bitaka maral nyamin na we analyze it you know, and we talk. Political participation should be done by all Gambians. Political participation is expected of every genuine citizen. For even a media to bayake, for you are going to talk to people. Wala nandi ko civic education nata. Ke mol karandi ila nyantul la ka mol karandi mansa kunda nyanta ka tamandri tama bulol minna ka mol karandi I telephone be tama la bulol minna kanna society ta ka protect. So walati nanding it is important. It is important. So mol bebel la moy kanja mod lamin fati.
Jare, I menketan na.
Yeah.
Na batiro ni la banta, but I joined with a different device now.
Okay.
Sure. Along Sirfia Kulman dia back.
I know.
All right. So
yeah, what I was. Yeah, what I was asking you, I think you got the question before leaving, right?
Sorry, what was the question?
The question was, as the Auditor General of UDP Students Wing, what advice would you give to the current government in order to have a good governance?
Thank you very much. To have good governance is to be all-inclusive.
Sure.
To have good governance is to represent the people based on the manifesto that you marketed to them before you came into office. To have good governance is to involve the people in executing your responsibilities. Good governance is that mansakunda tonya asambo mandia bari asambo niaja mandia ni laftaka duno be chika ya le fan kunkam atala duno fankat kuliya katambi ko botot bari niya yom fandiya diversify ye mol dabulandi fe hanne mel ya lonko ini man the same political agenda soto bari ye banko ni natamanya ne ya diversify mol mel ya lonko wolbe marade men na yol fanana nyantol dila mel ya lonko wol fana bette na ma fala bunda karo men na e kane dabude la koltaje for example ni tebe mansa kundal mel ya lonko wolbe marade loi de la National Assembly e kane dabude la koltaje wol fanan ye sase kulle me ya lonko e fana nyantol tamandila wurede men mansa ko ite men mum mansati itself ite manyan ne dabula la wolfe wala do ko men ya lon ko wol fana bette na ma fam loi karola ka execute ka jibe ka mol pones na judiciary wol fana bulaje wol fana yela do ko ite men mu executive foti ni fana dante ela place soto be jikirin ko ebe good governance soto nola and another point of good governance is transparency finti mo kan akoleata adiata in good times or bad times fintina mol kan show leadership atandila ko okay nga nilefono bare amanke no tenin be transparent to them nin kodo nanga mol dunta na mol kan because sai fem pendul dunta gambia kono jikita ko hane janne man savano bala kala mangamira ko banku dingol for le fanka bo kala. So, if you are living in that particular environment, so you as the leader or whoever the leader has to be, you got to be very careful. Because sometimes President is coming to give a statement. But the name President of the statement on him be out. President of the statement is being read by people. So sometimes you don't even want to go to the platforms to listen to it. So it isn't transparent in a way that because people actually know your moves before you actually come on to us. So sometimes you come and give us, cock and bull stories. It would not hold water. Why? Because people actually know what is going on. So transparency, it's actually a facet of good governance. And on the Mansakunda, they should not actually joke with that after they have joked with it already. But they are living with a borrowed time. So we just allow them to enjoy the
the borrowed time towards the finish line, then we see how best we can turn the tables over. So good governance is to be involving your citizens. Good governance is also to have mercy to your citizens. But I will not forget to say that good governance is to create opportunities for your citizens to be able to do whatever thing they have to do. Create employment for your people. Be merciful to them. This COVID-19, to announce that people are going to get, a rise, but, we think that those were all good initiatives, but our execution on it is actually bad because more they're still crying foul. That is not good governance. They told us that students will malfound outside Gambia in abroad. They are going to receive their funds. Alhamdulillah, me and others, we have received our funds. But some people did not receive their funds, and that is that the Minister of Finance of the National Assembly, and you debate that particular issue. Kafoko, it is going to be for these students, and the National Assembly approved it. So why is it that there is segmentation? Why is it that some other students will actually receive it and others will not receive it? So that is not good governance on the side of students that are abroad. And these are students that are struggling tooth and nail. Mfananka proud men na jang wolom ninto ko na bankuya na Gambia. Okay? Na Gambia. Nimfanam fintitam fanam kolektandi mola. Whatever thing that we do. Where are you from? I am from Gambia. Oh, Gambia. Because we have actually given them the good reputation. But we have ila bankol are showing good governance in terms of this pandemic. But at the same time, na mansa kundaye munefang soto julol nin safar lali and other businesses. I think that is a topic for another day, talking about the economy of the country.
So.
Pandemic ni ya exposed the Gambia. We are not ready. We don't have schemes. We don't have any policies that are in line that are going to address some of our economic conditions in terms of problems like this. Now, SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises are all going to in vain. They don't have any support. Every now and then you go to the hospital. That is not good governance. You go to the hospital, okay? At all the maskol mel befakang. You see sometimes videos of some health workers. Kafe ko hani sanitizer photo me alanko mojo lebe dendi wala. The whole hospital. Maskol mantadije. Where is the money? I think we have to sing the song of Bright Stars, follow the COVID money.
Some centers do not have the oxygen, in fact.
That is not good governance. Because at least a food and basic things. You build skyscrapers for us. We are not saying you give us things that, build castles in the air, but provide us basic essential services. These are things that we need. These are things that we cannot live without. Don't be just standing Gambia telling me I have 2-3 power banks. Why? Because imalon nabek when nabeta. Because ni mobile of the fapper, some take a door call the fire can fight him online katari call lambuke soto. But on the whole, Yarafang, Menka mobile or someone online electricity is not available. Nim Kuran Fang Tata for Funk official. But Geo Memu GOT, it's not there. In Gambia, we should pass from these stages. We should definitely pass from these stages. So, the advice I would give to them is already that they should be transparent, they should be all inclusive, they should come and welcome everybody, put all of us on board. Even political before you get to office, but when you get to office, it's a menko sembo belale, SIS be bulle, police be bulle, it's a Mugambi, bebe koto, te bintela Mugambi la fankoti. So more bebe koto, more denati.
Obviously.
All inclusive is good governance. When people came to your office, one of the people, to give to the people for free. They were not able to get rice from you because Yamirako is going to score political points.
It's rather unfortunate that the program is about to wrap up. So finally, what do you have to tell Gambians, more especially those that are not taking part in politics?
Well, Jare, it's like you said, it's rather unfortunate because as you say, when we get ignited, when we start, Don't see the amulo and never fun away. It just it's to midnight here, but we don't care. No room made of the corona laugh and they were not happy today. But to actually first of all to thank you very much for having the confidence youth soul siata back in the United Democratic Party executive follow in the students wing, but for you to also have the confidence and trust to call me and then actually participate in this. And we will also love to thank UDP TV and media for granting you the opportunity for you to actually spearhead the students hour. Students who are fresh academically, we should be able to test each other's pulse in terms of issues because UDP has no policies. Come on, come and touch the students of the UDP and then you see you know.
Sure.
So to wrap it up, we would like to thank each and every person listening, and then we would also extend our thanks to all the patriotic members of United Democratic Party. And then not thanks fanandila mfangala boy wala kay fulus ko nyadi hey babalom dan kay te babalom no barinte mamalom, so you got to be careful, you know, namusol ba fit kan sa fanan ka ke polo t-shirt. So but to the youths and to everybody who is not engaging into politics, politico is our life. Two things, like I said before, ila political nila economy banko kan you have to come for it. Adiate akuyate, the water you even drink, there is somebody sitting down somewhere, it just takes him a signature. It is that is a politician. It takes a politician just one phone call. So, but how do we make sure because this particular person in the menatic and the member policy or maker interest is for us to be there. We hold them accountable. Power belongs to us. Until dengue sindije, until lebela tax jokang, until lebela school fee jokang. Niaje be dingol some manula Europe preta karangalaje, until lebe infali tax jo walatina. All these things are possible. So I don't want to because niaje molka diamo political because na kurole kadunje. You know, until lebe balundika, we are doing everything for them. So they should actually in turn get back to us and do what is right. So we encourage everybody to come in. Haniman na UDP, no problem, but get involved. But very great lala, inshallah.
Thank you very much, Modlamin Party. Yalon sometimes in Kelom because party kunda kule mari, but sometimes kay akung panamong penke bage. Bari mbafole baraka bage, and thank you, Mr. Pamasuso, for that wonderful contribution on UDP TV and media. Ala baraka bage nal nyong siata, we will leave the Gambia to where we all wanted. You know, as we said, as the common proverb said, the Gambia we all wanted. So in 2021, we would all like to see the Gambia we wanted through United Democratic Party. So Modlamin Party and Famara Susomba for Ala Baraka Bake to join us on UDP TV and media. I will equally thank the leadership of UDP TV and media and the great followers of UDP TV and media. Ala Baraka Bake, Allah Taimo and Allah Watu Alkamindi UDP TV and media. All the time nimfinditale nang alkinala ka support to the man who, you know, take us through this program, that is the technician Keken Lumba Folea Aparaka Bake brother, for, you know, giving us a great service. Ala Baraka Bake viewers. Thank you all.
Thank you.